Here's another video. I've got this AIWA CS220 radio stereo cassette. Just get out of the packaging. I've bought it as spares and repairs. Just gonna have a look at it, see if I can compare it. And it looks like quite a tidy unit, but like I said, I've bought it as spares and repairs. Seller says it's not working. Let me just power it up and see what I can get. And let me just show you the original listing here. That's the unit there from the original listing, and the seller states that the tuner doesn't work and the tape recorder doesn't work, therefore selling as parts only. Okay, so I've powered it up, and this radio seems to work. As you can probably hear there, the radio's working. Just get a little close up here. Okay, the radio seems to be working. It's in FM at the moment. Let's get the antenna up. But as stated by the seller, there's a problem with the tuner. You can see the tune indicator, it's not moving. Well, it moves slowly to the one way and it won't move back. The radio dial indicator, that's the dial indicator there. It's supposed to be moving when you're tuning from channels, but it seems to have stopped moving. Okay, move on to the cassette. Let me just pop this cassette inside here, flick it over the tape, and press play. And as you can probably see inside here, the tape's not moving at all, as stated by the seller. So if I press play, these wheels are supposed to be moving or rewind. Take-up wheels are not moving, so more than likely it's a problem with the belt. So that's what I'm going to be having a look at today, see if I can resolve it. As you can see, no movement there. No rewind, no play, no fast forwards. Take up wheels inside are not moving at all. Okay, so what I'm going to do is strip the unit down. So we've got, more than likely, in regards to the cassette, the belts have perished. This cassette player is from the 80s, I think. So I'm just going to start dismantling it here. I'll do that lively. So undo the screws at the back. And then it's just a case of trying to remove this cover, the back cover. Here you can see I've managed to get it loose. Show you the insides there. That's the antenna or the aerial wire, just under in there. Just get a little close up there, a lot of dust inside here. I have to back that out. Okie doke. So I'm just going to try and undo the PCB. Let me just remove these knobs for the volume and balance and what's not. And I'm just going to try and remove the whole unit, the PCB. That's one of the power cables, the grey, and there's a green one as well, from the battery to the unit, or from the power supply to the unit. to give it more room once I've undone that. And this black wire is attached, not where it goes to, but I'm going to try and work around it. This black wire here. And then I'm just going to undo this screw here, or one of these screws. And there's I think there's about 3 or 4. See the units coming loose there, and I've managed to get them all undone. So I'm going to undo this sticky antenna thing here. I think it's an aluminium wave. Get that removed. Okay, let me just show inside here. There's supposed to be a rubber belt here. Let me just highlight that, put an arrow there. On that brass wheel, there's supposed to be a rubber belt which goes to the grey capstan, which is obviously missing. More likely perished after the years. Can't see any remnants of it as yet because it usually remains inside the unit. I've got this remnants of the counter meter belt here, because that's gone as well. Just remove that little remnant there. Okay, remove the cassette mechanism. I've got it out. Very difficult. It's just a matter of finding the right size flat belt to fit. And I'm just going to remove this capstan retainer. Capstan's the grey wheel in the middle there. And just a matter of finding the right size belt. It's a flat belt on these, and I've got a selection, as you can see here. So I'll just temporarily put that in place. Very fiddly, this kind of work. And then I'll just refit the capstan retainer bracket. Just pop the screw in for that. And as you can see, the date on the bracket states the 15th of October 1980 something, as you can see there on the label. Okay, this is the counter pulley. I've fitted the main drive belt for the cassette. This is the actual counter pulley I'm fitting here. This belt was perished also, and you saw me remove the remnants. It's just a matter of hooking it over this wheel here. Excuse the back of my hand. And now that that's done, just going to test it, make sure it's working okay. If I spin it, it should start counting up or down, as you can see there. Okay, so now it's just a case of putting the unit back together. This is the radio tuner dial indicator. As you can see, it'll turn one way, but it won't. It'll move to the left, but not the right. So, and this cable looks perished as well. So I've had a look on the internet. I've managed to order some nylon cord, and here it is. As the old one looks worn out, I've managed to snap it. As you can see there, that's why it's loose. I'm just going to remove the remnants and the spring, as you can see there. And this is the radio dial indicator. I'm just disconnecting from the wire there. Okay, so I'm going to attempt to fit this. I've never done one before, so I'm going to do it as time lapse, because it took quite a while for me to figure out how you actually do it. That's why I'm using time lapse here, because it took me about an hour or so just to figure out how the wire wraps around. And here you can see me making headway there. And then I'm just going to fit the spring on. See, I've got the spring on there, just got to get it tensioned. As you can see there, I've got a little screwdriver in there. Okay, I managed to get the spring on, and I've got a little loop on there so I can keep the tension on it. While I've got the tension on it, I'm going to put some super glue on it and let that go off. Just hold it there. Okay, the glue's dried now, and the spring's got a bit of tension on it, it's not moving. Let me just show you around it here. That's where I've weaved it round, where I've removed the old nylon string. I fitted a new one. That's how it wheels around or winds around. So I'm pretty satisfied with that. So all I've got to do now, I'm just going to put a little knot in this, even though it's super glued. I'm just going to put a little knot there, and then I'm just going to cut off the excess like so. And then it's just a case of, let me get close up there. That's what it looks like, fitted. That's the route the old nylon string round. That's the route it took. A little close up there. See it around the winder there. Okay, so now that that's done, I'm just going to use this paper clip just to make sure the cable's nice and straight on the wheel. Make sure it's not overlapping so it doesn't get snagged, like so. And let me just get a close up of that as well. Show you what the string looks like on the wheel, as you can see there. Okay, so pretty satisfied with that. And let's give it a demo. Just turn the indicator there. You can see the wheel turning, the tuning. So that seems to be working fine. Now it's just a case of fitting the dial indicator. It just clips onto the cable like so, but I'm going to have to remove it to make sure I've got it in the right position. You can see it just clips on like so. And what I've done now, I've powered the unit on to a certain station, and then I'm going to use another radio to make sure I've got it in the right position. As you can see here, got the radio powered on in its state. So I've managed to line it up. So now that that's done, I'm going to fast forward putting this together because it's gone 12 minutes already. So I'm going to fast forward me reassembling the unit. Just do that lively. And then I'm just going to pop some batteries into here just to test it. Just get a little close up here. You can see I'll give it a bit of a clean. Show you the top there, covered in dust before and dirt. Give the whole thing a clean.
That selfie, an absolutely enormous number, probably half the number of Labour MPs in there.
Right, let me get a test. Got batteries in it this time. Flick the radio on.
Joe, thank you very much for
straight away you can hear. Let me just try tuning to different channels because I've repaired the dial indicator cord. You can see there, it's moving from left to right. Just tuning to different channels. I'll just pop it on I think it's a long way, but nothing on there.
hug your
Back onto FM.
Kick the corner flag, hug your dad, hug your sister, hug your brother, hug your bandmate, swig your drink that you drink.
That seems to be working fine.
Jump, sing, dance, spin around, spin.
Just giving up the close up here.
Slide on their knees.
As you can see the dial indicator moving from left to right, whereas before it would stick because the cable was stretched or perished because it was old. Okay, so I'm pretty satisfied with that. So let me just flick it over to the tape. I've got a cassette in there, as you can see here. So I'll just press play. And you can hear that, possibly hear that playing there. So that seems to be working fine. You can see the wheels spinning now. Take up wheels. Okay, so I'm pretty satisfied with that. Seems like a successful repair. So with that, thanks for watching once again, and please subscribe.